Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 2 gang, y'all, let's get it, y'all. Part 2 gang, y'all, let's get like, share, subscribe, y'all, let's get it. Let's go. Man, that Josh was crazy, man. Josh had to face him like, yo, why I'm letting this dude move in the cell, man? Like, you know what I mean, brother or not. Like I told y'all, that stuff don't be working all the time because people think they got other backup and it's just they can do what they want. I didn't think it was gonna work, man. I didn't think that joint was gonna work at all, man. But they roommates now, man. So like, you know, even though I was comfortable up there with bro, now I'm in another cell with a dude from Norfolk. I'm like, man, it don't matter, man. Like, you know, it's his real brother. So I'm gonna get out that way. Like, I'm gonna get out his way on that. Let his brother move in there. Like, that's what it was. So we came back out a little bit later after that. And when I seen Josh, like, you know what I mean? Our first conversation ever since his brother moved back in, I was like, what's up, bro? You good? He was like, yeah, man. He was like, man, for real though, I just want you to know though, Weezy, man, like, I ain't want you to move though, bro. Like, I ain't want you to think that I was making you move, bro, because brother or not, like, I was straight with my roommate, bro. Like, now I gotta, you know, adjust and do everything, because, you know, he ain't got no TV, he ain't got no music, he ain't got no clothes, he ain't got no shoes, he ain't got no food. So you like, you know, I gotta adjust to everything. Now I was like, bro, that's the cost of having your real brother up here. So like, it's nothing, bro. I was like, that's why I got out the way, because I know you probably wanted. He was like, I mean, you know, like, you know, it's cool, but like, I didn't really want him in my room though, bro. He was like, because he was just like, he hard headed, like, you know, he stay in the stuff, man. He always got stuff going on. Like he just a dude that just gonna just do stuff, and then you gotta tell him it's wrong, and he'll try to think about it. He was like, I know him, it's my little brother. I'm like, shh. Like, man, you better tame him then, bro. I was like, because right now he's in a real big house, man. I was like, for real, if he get into something, that means you gonna get into something, bro. So like, you better make sure he moving right out here, man. I was like, because you know already you gotta watch that damn old head, that nigga that shit. I was like, already you know you gotta watch that old head that shit rattling roll downstairs. He was like, yeah, I already knew, man. He was like, but man, I gave him the rundown yesterday, basically, man. I gave him the rundown earlier, basically, though, man. I basically told him like, you know, we ain't moving like that, man. Like, you know, like if it gets serious, it gets serious, but we just don't be pushing nothing at nobody, and that's what he got to understand. I'm like, yeah, make sure you break the rules before he bump heads with a crazy maniac Richmond dude or somebody that ain't gonna be trying to hear that he got a lock in the sock and none of that. Dudes ain't gonna be trying to hear that, bro. He was like, man, I know, man. He was like, but it's all good though, man. It's all good, man. So we go to child. So we end up chilling for a minute. Then we end up going to dinner. So when we go to dinner, we come back. It was time for lockdown. You know what I mean? So usually this is the time they do shift change. So they end up doing shift change while we was locked down. So we come back out after shift change is over with. So me and Josh old cell was in cell 36 on top tier. So like from our window, like I can come to the window and I can look directly at the booth. It's a little distance, you know what I mean, as far as through the pod. But like you can see the lady sitting in the chair. It's like it's right there. You know what I mean? It's not close like I'd say 24 and 20, 23 and 24 on 1 and 2 is. It's not close like that to the booth, but it's like it's the joint that's like, you know, like a direct shot that close. So when I moved out the joint down to do Cam and them, after we came back out, I told y'all they had switched shifts, so now we coming back out. So when they popped all the doors, I'm coming out for my joint where I moved at. I was in cell 36, like I told y'all, to like the right side of them on the top tier to like cell 27. So like I can see them, like they can see my cell and I can see their cell because we all on the top tier. So when they popped all the doors for everybody to come out, when they pop cell 36, I tell you, like it's right there. It's the straight shot to the booth. So that when they door open 35, 36, majority, a lot of those beginning cells on that back wall on the top tier and bottom tier, when all the doors are open, you can see in these people's cells, you know what I mean? So when the doors that open up for 36, all the doors that open up, I seen bro kind of sliding out, but when I was double taped, it was a cut, like, you know, dudes that have a cut up, like, you know what I mean? If they using the bathroom, they'll have an old sheet, they'll poke a hole like the tip of the old sheet, and they'll put that on our hook, like when we put our jackets at, then they'll bring it across to the top bunk and put it under the bed and then put the mattress over it or put a book on it or whatever the case. And that'll be your cut if you're using the bathroom and your roommate is in there. You know what I mean? But Like a lot of times when dudes be the number one stunner, when dudes be doing that, the cut will be higher because it's like, you know, if you're using the bathroom, the cut just enough to cover your face. Dudes got to make it another cut and they can't put it on the bed. They got to kind of put it like on the wall. So it'd be different type of cuts. But either way, I seen a white sheet that was up real high and I just seen Josh kind of like sliding out like this. Josh was like this. He came out the jump like this. He had like he was coming out of the jump like he had a cape. He was like, he came out of the jump. He said, hey, close my door. Close my door. He using the bathroom. When he hit that jump, bro started walking down the steps. I come down a little bit behind him. He was like, hey, man, it jump crazy, man. I was like, what? He was like, man, say word, man. He like the slang too, bro. I was like, what? He was like, yeah. He was like, man, he number one stunner. He ain't say that though. He was like, man, yeah, he like the slang, bro. He in there pulling on himself right now. I'm like, for real, bro? He like, yeah, that's why I cut up. I said, so he was doing that while y'all was in the cell? He was like, man, this man came and told me while I was in the bed watching TV, man, he about to put the cut up because the lady in the booth looked like she trained to go. I'm like, man, get out of here, man. He said, man, the whole lockdown time, man, after they counted, man, he on the box, knocking the lady toboggan off, bro. I'm like, that's crazy, man. He was like, man, see, that's what I'm talking about, man. See, it's just never lasting stuff, man. He was like, it ain't always good being around your family. I was like, man, that's crazy though, man. So bro, come out. Now we at rec. This is in part rec. Now, usually when dudes do that, it be lockdown time, late night time. Like if you going from that back wall like that, or any of those cells, like usually during Empire Rec, you don't see a lot of it unless you're in those 23 cells and dudes cross the hall in the 23 cells. Like you might see it then, pause. But like when dudes have an Empire Rec, like you ain't gonna really see nobody on the door going bananas. And plus his cell is right on blast. I promise you, man, me and bro walking laps. Me and Josh walking laps, kicking it. We just having a conversation. As we having a conversation, we coming around, I look at the dudes that's on the payphones. A lot of the dudes that get on the payphones, they'll sit their butt down on the floor and put their back to the wall and be like this so they can watch the pod and be on the phone. Like, that's how dudes usually use the phone. Or dudes that get a chair sometime and sit in the chair and be watching the pod. Like, either way, dudes trying to sit to watch the pod. As we was coming around doing our laps, I look and I just seen the dudes on the phone like, man, come on, man. Hey, look, man, dude in 36 up there, man, slanging, man. So everybody like, man, come on, man. Everybody start turning around. So we walking. I just see Josh as we walk. I wasn't gonna look back, but all I see in Josh was like, he looked up at his cell. He was like, man, see, he stood up there doing that jump. Bro. I was like, man, this man crazy, man. So he stayed at that jump for like an hour and a half. He finally emerged. Me and bro sitting at the table. He come down the steps with a white towel, his laundry bag that had just his flip-flops, a rag, and a soap dish. He come down the steps like this. He put the bag down on the table. We was there. He was like, shh. He was like, man, shh. Man, old girl is a monster. Everybody already told me everybody monsters on this camp. He was an old girl, a monster. I said, bro, you be in this jump being the number one stunner. I didn't say that though. I was like, bro, you be. He was like, man, that's all I did in the jail. He said, man, I keep my time going by fast. Man, yeah, I'm in there slanging. Yeah. And he was like, look what cell you gave me. He's like, you know, at first when 15, I ain't had no hope. He was like, from this cell, man, I wasn't gonna ask for the cell, but since you let me get it. Yeah. He was like, man, that joint a straight shot, man. Old girl a monster, man. Josh was like, man, listen, man, you in that junk welling, man. That lady ain't paying you no mind. He was like, no, I was butterball naked on the box, big bro. I was butt naked on the box on her ass. He was like, I was on the box on her, bro. He said I was on the box on her like this, Weezy. He stood up, you know, it's the table we had got the 4 little seats, the little round seats, it's 4 of them. You know what I mean? This man stood up on the joint, he put his feet on the joint, he stood on the joint. He was like, I was on the joint like this, Weezy, knocking her head off. He wasn't touching himself or like going like, but he was making the motion. He was like, I was knocking her head off like this on the box. Josh was like, man, get down off the table, man. Josh was like, man, get down, bro, for she see you, man. He was like, no, she ain't gonna write me up because she like me, ain't that right, baby? He was super loud. You know, we ain't too far from the booth, and the booth ain't got no like closed stuff, like so she can hear if somebody call. He was like, ain't that right, baby? Yeah. He was like, I got a new name for you too. Hollywood. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna start calling you. She was looking at him like, he was like, yeah, your new name, Hollywood. You my new babe. You know my new babe. Josh was like, man, sit down, bro. Sit down. He was like, nah, bro, I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm just getting up here. I'm chilling, man. What's up, though? You know what I mean? He was like, man, look, make sure you keep your eye on that old head when you out in this pod, bro. Don't get caught slipping. Make sure you watch this old head. I was like, yeah, bro. I was like, real talk. Like, make sure you watch. He was like, man, look, I ain't gotta watch nobody, man. I was like, why? He was like, cuz, watch this. I was like, watch what? He was like, watch this. This man left his shower bag, y'all. I promise you, left his shower bag. We sitting at the table like, what do you mean, watch this? I look, there's some doors that's open on the bottom tier. 15 was one of them, which is his old cell. Man, I look, man, this man just start walking towards 15. So I'm like, yo, Josh, get him, man. He was like, man, I ain't breaking it up no more, Weezy, man. He was like, man, that man just gonna go to the hole, bro. If he wanna be stupid, he just gonna go to the hole, man. It's my word. I don't know where the little skinny dude was at, but his old roommate was in that junk, man. He walked in that junk, man. That's where he was like, nigga, he scared the shit out of him because the old head didn't even see him coming. Man, he scared the mess out of the old head because the old head didn't see him coming. He ran up on him. He was like, yeah, where that knife at? Where that knife at? Where that knife at? He threw him on his bed. Old head was like, man, get off me, man. He was like, where that knife at? Where that knife at? He won't even touch him. He's like, where the knife at? Where the knife at? Where is it? Where is it? Old head was like, he got him. He was like, I ain't got no knife. Yeah, I ain't got no knife. Get out my cell, man. Get out my cell right now, man. Get out my cell right now. He was like, he looked, he was like, he seen somebody standing in front of the booth. He said, hey, tell him close 15. Tell him close 15. As soon as he said that, the door started closing. I seen the old head jump on his back. So we, me and bro, we kind of like just walked to the door gradually. Like, we didn't want to make a scene, but we walked, like we walking towards 15 now. We like, so as I get closer and look, bro, I see bro looking. Man, I look, man, his little brother got the old head, man. Like I don't know how he got him in this mood, man. Y'all think I'm weather. I do not know how he got this man in this mood, man. He's sitting on the bench. It's two benches. It's one bench. Man, this man's sitting on his bed, the old head bed. But he got the old head like over his knee. Man, he got the old head over his knee, man. In one hand, he holding him down like this. The old head back is on his knee. With one hand, he's holding him down like this, stretching him out. With the other hand, he got his legs. He like this. He ain't choking. He just old head trying to get out. He like, he's stretching him out on his knee. I'm like, what the? I ain't never seen him move like that. He like, boom. And he dropped the old head in the ground. He's like, get up. Get your ass up. Get your ass up. Old head got up. He was like, boom. He stole the shit out the old head. I was like, what the hell you hit that? Boom. Old head. Squared off the old head. He was like, man, he put the old head lights out, y'all. So boom. Old head was like, man, old head took that hit and hit the damn ground, y'all. That's my word. He was boom, hit the ground. Josh was like, man, man, come on, man. He was like, yo, man, get this door open, man. Get this door open, man. Somebody was like, yo, open 15 up. Open 15 up. So he like, we stand right here. So we all stood by the cell. He said, hey, yo, come stand. So another dude stood by the cell. So the jaw opened up. He was like, yo, bro, duck under us and go towards the shower. Go towards the shower, bro, right now. This word his little brother was like, his tall ass. He was like, he come about the joint. I looked, old head in a pool of blood. That's my word. I was like, oh, shit. Josh was like, yo, close that shit. Close the door. Close that motherfucker. Boom. They closed that motherfucker. Goddamn, left the old head in that bitch. I don't know where the fuck his boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever the fuck you want to call that skinny dude. I don't know where he was at. He was nowhere to be found. He was like, oh, shit. Niggas was like, yo. So after like 20 minutes, niggas was like, yo, his roommate went to medical. His roommate went to medical. He was like, yo, what the fuck happened to him? Like, bro, I don't know. Everybody was like, I don't know. So goddamn, that nigga went back in the cell. The nigga Cam went back in the cell. I promise you, man, police came in that motherfucker, did they rounds, man, walked by that nigga's cell. He looked, he was like, he's like, open up 15, open up 15. Lady opened that joint up. He was like, man, what the hell happened to you, man? You all right? I guess he was just waking up. He was just waking up from the ass whooping. He was like, you all right? You good? Man, get up, man. He got on his walkie-talkie. Next thing you know, look, you see the police coming in that bitch. A whole different sergeant. Nobody that knew about the first incident as far as them about to get into it the first time when they moved in. All you seen was them come in. He was like, what happened to you, man? Oh, you ain't gonna tell us what happened to you, huh? All right, come on, man, get up. Get up, man. They got him up and walked that nigga out in front of all us, y'all. This is my word. He walked out. Old head walked out on his own, though. No cuss. Old head walked out on his own. Old head was like this. Old head was drunk, y'all. So boom. But they walked his ass to 3 building, not medical. They took his ass to the hole, man, I guess for not telling. So they come back in there and pack the nigga shit up. So while they packing the nigga shit up, the boy come back. The boy come back in. You know what I mean? He said, what the fuck happened? Niggas telling them what happened. Yeah, bro, he was fighting that tall nigga, that tall young boy that just moved in here for such and such. They like, what? He like, yeah, man, young boy put the paws on his ass, man. Young boy beat his motherfucking ass. So the boy don't know what the fuck to do. So that nigga got there, Cam came out. They called cell break, the nigga Cam came out. And then came down stuff like bad dudes. And then came down stuff like all you say was just fro bouncing. The John was like he pulled back up to 15. He was like, hey, look, before anybody can tell you the truth, I can tell you what really happened in there. He was like, what happened? He was like, I whooped your man ass. That's what happened. Fuck him. Y'all think I was gonna stay in the pod with him? Fuck that nigga, man. And I'm gonna tell you like this. If you got a motherfucking problem, you get the fuck out too, or you next. The boy was like, shot to the booth. This is my word. All you see was the booth. The lady opening up the front door, opening up the next door. The boy was out of here, y'all. So boom. People come in that bitch 20 minutes later, pack his roommate up. They pack his roommate up. I guarantee you, I promise you on everything. They packed him up. They packed that nigga up, man. Next thing you know, that whole cell empty. That whole cell was empty, man. I was like, I'm looking at Josh. Josh kind of stayed out this shit. He was on perimeter. I was on the perimeter with him being nosy. But I just looked at Josh with all this shit, man. I just was like, oh, bro. He was like, what? I was like, man, your little brother's a fucking maniac, y'all. So boom. I said, nigga, that nigga's a maniac, bro. I said, yo, I ain't fucking with y'all niggas. Y'all niggas gonna fuck around. And he was like, man, I already know Weezy, man. He was like, but he my brother though. Like, what you expect for me to do, Weezy? Cause like, you know, like I fucking left him out there. Now I'm out this bitch. I gotta make sure he's straight in here. Like, I was like, yo, bro, I'm letting you know now. That nigga gonna get y'all into some shit you ain't gonna be able to get out of, man. That nigga's a lunatic, bro. I was like, that's wild, right? That's he beat up the dude after they moved and shit. I was like, yo, that's wild. I mean, a lunatic would do that. You know what I mean? But I'm just like, yo, like that shit crazy, man. So the boy was gone. And the nigga got down, bro, was up to his normal activities, man. That's all he used to do was be the number one thunner. The number one thunner. That's all he used to do, y'all. I promise you, if it weren't from the cell, it was from the shower. If it weren't from the shower, it was from somebody's cell that he would actually use, man. Like, it got to the point where it was people in there that I felt like started being scared of him. I'm gonna be honest, man. Dudes started acting like they were scared of him, man. Like the dudes from his little city, like they was rocking with him on some like, yo, bro was the leader and bro just moved in the joint. But that's how it usually be when you got a human ass kicker on your team. They make him the leader automatically, man, because he's a human ass kicker, man. But I'm telling y'all, man, like, bro, he just was a wild dude, man. Like, for real, I don't even know through this whole story how he lasted so long. But this is how I go, though, man. Like, dudes move in, and like I told y'all, they get around people that's their family. Or maybe he would have been like this if this wasn't his family, man. He still would have probably been a lunatic, man. But now that he's around Josh in the cell with his big brother, he's feeling like he can do whatever the fuck he want. That's what he's feeling like he's doing, man. So he was just moving around in that bitch like he ain't had no problems with nothing. Like he wasn't worrying about no goddamn body, man. And that man was a fucking psychopath, man. I promise you, man. So a little time it went on. Man, and goddamn, I can remember it was just starting to get warm. It was like springtime was just coming. So everybody was going outside when they was calling 2 o'clock rec because it was just wintertime and sometimes people would duck the shit because it was too cold. But now the winter's starting to break, so everybody's starting to go outside. So I can remember, I don't know what had happened prior to child and conversations before that. All I know is I was chilling in the cell. I wasn't even gonna go out. Everybody was going out, but I wasn't going out. Josh came to my door. He was like, hey, Weezy. I was like, what's up, bro? He was like, man, look, I didn't holler at y'all. Like, what's up? He was like, man, look, goddamn, dude from Norfolk, man. There's a couple dudes from Norfolk, man. Goddamn, they headed the red team, man. I might need you to holler at them, bro, because now they told me they want to holler at my little brother because I told you he was fucking with that shit when he was on the street. They told me they want him to come outside. They got to holler at him, man. So I want you to see if you can holler at your peoples, man. See if you can get that junk. You know what I mean? I'm like, bro, how I'm gonna get it squashed? He was like, I was like, bro, how I'm gonna get it squashed? I don't even know what's going on. He was like, man, I just need you to say something to him, though. Like, I was like, man, look, bro, I don't know if I can do that shit. I don't know if I can. He was like, man, let's come outside, man. I was like, all right. So they call outside rep, you know what I mean? So they call outside rep. We had the big yard with the whole 4 building, you know what I mean? So we on the big yard. So by the time I got out there a little bit right before they was about to lock the gate. So when I come out there, I look and I just see the nigga Josh just standing to the side like this. But I see his brother Cam. I just see him standing up and he like in a circle of like 8, 9 niggas. And he just standing there like, like, shit, goddamn it, like, I ain't scared of niggas. Yeah, any one of y'all, like, any one of y'all can get it. I ain't scared of nobody. Just give me a fair one. I ain't scared to fight none of y'all.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.